A very good evening and welcome to the Padukone Dravid Center for Sports Excellence Phase 2 Bengaluru. We are here live one last time from the Indian Women's League 2 match number 10 of Group B as the league action comes to a close. It is Roots Football Club, the host, taking on Casa Barwani Soccer Club from Madhya Pradesh. Well, the group is pretty much all but decided. The only thing riding on today's game is whether Roots Football Club would end up as the group winners or just end up as the group runners up. Their qualification to the final round is confirmed for Casa Barwani Soccer Club. This game is more of playing for their pride. Remember, they're yet to win in this tournament in their two cracks at it. They're yet to score a goal this season as well. So they have everything to play for. They have pride to play for, which is the biggest of things. How will the girls perform? We will tune right into action very shortly. Friday crowd cheering on as the ladies take to the pitch one final time. They are done with the group action. Roots have done admirably well. 3 wins in 3 games, plenty of goals scored, good amount of clean sheets, allowing them a lot of wiggle room to rotate in this final clash. Their opponents, on the other hand, are short of ideas, short of success. They want something to go their way desperately. It has been a goal fest in all the games that Casa Barwani were involved. Will this be just another goal fest? We will find out. A lot of changes in Roots FC that I'll bring to you shortly. The lineup, the players lining up. Once again, welcome to the match number 10 of Indian Women's League 2 Group B as Roots Football Club take on Casa Barwani Soccer Club. Live from Padukone Dravid Center for Sports Excellence, Phase 2 Bengaluru. The league action comes to a close today in this great tournament. The lineup for the final round is decided. This game just serves as a reminder to see Roots FC and their finish in the league phase. A lot of smiles in that Casa Barwani camp. They're enjoying this journey and a lot of youthful energy on display in the Roots lineup. The sheer number of changes from Deep's girls. Look at the beaming, smiley faces there. They are excited to go on today and put on a show. What a chance this is for the youngsters to impress the coach before the final round. The skipper, Sanjita Nirola, shaking hands with the counterpart, Uma Kevat, as Ajay Gorui, the man with the whistle, explains the formalities. Viraj Kishore Makwana and Reddy Raji Naidu will assist him from the sidelines. Abhinav will take charge as the fourth official. Nima Diki Bhutia will oversee the game as the match commissioner. And myself, Pranav Venkatesh, bringing the live action to you with pleasure. Uma Kevat handed the armband. A huge show of trust from Deepak Chauhan despite the number of goals. She has been excellent in goal. If not for her, the number of goals conceded would have been double or triple. Deep Mahantapati, a change in coaching staff as well, as Antonio Stephen steps aside for this game. And a number of changes. Aruni Singh comes into the goal. Pratima Boro, Renu Bala, Anya Modi, and Adira Ghosh in defense. Jia Shah and Anushka D. Johnson experience their first starts as well. Medha Gupta, Rutu Srinandan, Ura Dimri, and the skipper herself, Sanjita Nirola, will spearhead the attack. Look at the number of changes in routes you could barely recognize as there were no starters in the previous game. And then Casa Barwani Soccer Club, Uma Kevat dons the armband today in defense. She's protected by Rajwanti, Ayushi Gole, Vidya Meda and Rachna Singh as the fullbacks. The skipper Krishna Bhati lines up in the middle of the park with Bindia Arjun Verma on her side. The attack has four women, Uma Ivnati, Isha Chaudhary, Tanya Gole, Lavanya Shukla, as they are still searching for their first goal. That is the huge call there. The number 6, Nandeshwari Devi, and the number 10, the starlet Maitreyi Palasamudram on the bench for Roots. If the game does go sideways, the coach has good options to call upon from. For a depleted Casa Barwani side, this is a chance to show that they are better than what the previous results suggest. As all the formalities are out of the way, and as things stand, the women in yellow Roots are lining up in a 4-4-2. And Casa Barwani get us underway, attacking from right to left of your screen in all purple are the women from Madhya Pradesh. And attacking from left to right of your screen, looking to close out the group stage with a perfect record, our Roots Football Club. A lot of doubts there on how they would line up, given the sheer number of changes that was done. Almost, you got to say, 11 changes, including a new goalkeeper, new forward line, new midfield. It's like a whole new side taking on. Well, defense is the best form of attack, is what the coach believes, as it is a proper old classic 4-4-2. Early trouble there, Roots, but they still clear the lines. Casa Barwani desperately need that goal. 270 minutes of action, yet to find the back of the net once. Of course, there was a goal from Tanya Gole in the previous game, but she was offside. It looked on in real time, but the number 10 of Casa Barwani was denied as the flag went up against her. Positive start from them this time around. A throw in an attacking circumstance. Tanya tries to bring it under her control. There goes the cross. Well turned by the defender, and she gets fouled in the process, winning a free kick. There was some start. Barwani came out with intent today. That is there to be seen, but the question is, can they sustain it against a root side that has been brilliant? Renu Bala there, starting at centre back alongside Pratima Boro. Now trying to play between the lines. There goes a lovely flick down the wing. He wins the race. She has options in the middle. Goes for the cross, but Uma Kewat is there to grasp it gleefully. Well, that is how simple it has been to cut past Barwani's defense in all the previous games. You cannot discredit the fine attacking move from Roots, though. A lovely pass between the lines and a flick on to release the winger. Now, once in the middle of the park, they keep possession. Shift to the left flank. Rachna Singh with the clearance. That goes all right. If they can reshuffle it, Uma Nati, good kill from her. She desperately wants to put on a good performance, but ends up giving the ball away. A chance for Medha Gupta to release the striker. The skipper Sanjita not get there. Result of a very good interception from the defender. Isha Chaudhary got in there and made the clearance. Look at the press coming in from Tanya Gole. She's steaming on the goalkeeper who sorts her feet out, and Aruni Singh gets away from the danger. Some good aggressive pressing as well from Barwani, trying to win the ball. There she is, Bindia, but she cannot make much of it as they cede possession straight to Roots. Anya Modi doing well. It looked like a lost cause, but she did get the ball. Here is Sanjita, the striker, dropping to a right wing position, showing she can do everything for her side. Isha Chaudhary loses the ball briefly, but gets on it. That is a hopeful pass. Asking too much from Lavanya Shukla, perhaps. Good feed from Renu. A different approach from Barwani, lining up in a 4-3-3. That was absent in the previous game. They were all over the place in the opening three games, but this time, three forward press coming in alongside three in the middle of the park with a four-woman defense. Umaim Nati once again sweeping up in the middle of the pitch. Bindia there making a good tackle. That was lashed out. What's Aruni Singh who would appreciate seeing more of the ball? You could see more of a proactive press today. Lavanya Shukla making sure she cuts the passing angles. Here is Tanya trusting the opposition. Roots are comfortable on the ball, and they there as I speak. Anya Modi gets pressured off, gets a pocket picked. Chance for Barwani to get ahead. The skipper cannot find the right pass as she ends up losing the possession. Roots on the counter. It's a lovely pass around the block. Here is the captain Sanjita facing up against the fullback. Can she beat her? There is an awkward slip. Allows her a free ride towards the goal. But Uma Kewat once again makes a fine save. That was an awkward slip there. The defender would like to delete that movement from existence. It gave Sanjita that extra movement she needed to accelerate past the fullback and get the cross in. Was that a foul there? Tanya reeling on the floor, wanting a free kick, but it does not go their way. Sanjita getting away from Vidya Meda. Uma coming to her rescue. A good shoulder barge. And a fine back heel as well. Youth slowly coming to terms and finding their attacking shoes. Lovely pass from Isha Chaudhary, but Renu has it covered. It's a long chase for Tanya. Well, that is some slick football, isn't it? The goalkeeper clearing it first time and in the middle of the park. A lovely touch coming to set them up on another attack, but that was given away by Sanjita cheaply. Well, Renu Bala, she cut it out, but even if she left it, the two strikers were in an offside position, lazy there from Barwani's forwards. They should be willing to get back to an onside position. There goes the long punt forward, but Bindia will keep her calm. There is an option to find Isha Chaudhary, and here she is with some space to run. Can she pick a fine pass? Tanya making that run on the far side, but she cannot be found. Anushka D. Johnson with a good interception. Well, quite an engaging start. Both sides going punch for punch. Casa Barwani on the change, making a very good start. The cross almost got everyone off guard, but Aruni Singh was alert there. Isn't it refreshing to see Barwani play this kind of football after everything they've been through in the past three games? They've still not given up. They've come out with the right attitude. They're demanding the ball. Every player making those key contributions. In the opening 10 minutes, mind you, they have a terrible record of conceding early goals. If the commentator strike does not curse them, does not hit them, we'd be hopeful to see them get to the first quarter, to the end of the first quarter with a clean sheet intact. Fine switch of play to find the captain Sanjita, knocking it forward into the path of Anya. The centre back slices a clearance, and that was a bit awkward, wasn't it? Every player tried to get it away. Anya Modi in the middle of the pitch. We're able to make a sense of the new formation. Anushka D. Johnson playing as the right back. Pratima Boro and Renu Bala as the centre backs in this 4-4-2. You could see Pratima on the ball now. There is the left back. And now once again a turnover. A chance for Lavanya, but she fails to find the right pass there as Renubala cuts across in time to get it away from Tanya Gole, who was charging in. Chia Shah as the left back in this setup. Sanjita playing on the right as a wide forward who is comfortable to drop deep. Tanya under pressure from Gia. There goes the cross in. It should be easily dealt with, but the goalkeeper lets it go out for a goal kick. Roots have been very impressive in this tournament. 3 games, 3 victories. Look at the situation they have found themselves in. They've already qualified with a game week to go. They're not concerned about the record of finishing as winners or runners of the group. They just want to test their bench strength, and the coach making incredible 11 changes to the lineup. How often do you see it? That was a loose touch from Umay Nati, giving the ball away. But Bindia puts a foot to win the ball back. That is a lovely cross from Isha Chaudhary. Was Tanya offside? Yes, she was. She knew it right away. I think that's where the forwards have to be proactive. You cannot stay in an offside position. You constantly need to play on the shoulder of the last defender, keep coming on side. That was a very good ball from Isha Chaudhary. Swerving into Tanya's path, but she was just in an illegal position. Here is Anushka. Showing good skill to get away from 3 players, but she finds herself boxed into a corner. It is Renu, gets the clearance away. Good touch from the skipper. Cuts in field. Now a chance to find the pass. Good runs coming in, but excellently read by Vidya Meda. She followed her from the flank into the middle and made sure that she put the tackle. There you see the star-studded bench. The number 17, Mithinam, and the number 10, the starlet, the 17-year-old Maitreyi Palasamudram. Given the kind of form she was in, it was very, very shocking to see her drop to the bench as part of this rotation plan. A good dribble coming in. Can she get a shot at the end of it? The centre back steps in. Rajwanti makes the interception, but Roots do not go away. Recycling the attack through Gia. It is going to be a free kick there, wasn't it? Perhaps a strong shove there coming in from behind. The skipper Krishna Bhati, the guilty party. Well, beg your pardon, she's not the captain for the day. The armband for the day lies with Uma Kewat, the sensational shot stopper for Casa Barwani. Now there goes the cross into the middle. Here she is in the thick of things. Uma makes the fine claim yet again. A lot of power on that free kick from Adira Ghosh. Just too much power, perhaps. Anya Modi under pressure. The number 14. We have seen how she is bravely seeking for the ball. She got a pocket pinched, but still she's not budging. She's demanding the ball in those situations yet again. And now a chance to pump the ball forward for Barwani. Their inability to keep it moving in midfield will give a great chance for Roots to attack. Spreading it out wide onto the left flank now. Anya picks it up with Anushka. That was a rash cross into the middle. That was certainly a cross, wasn't it? Uma Kevat showcasing her ball playing ability, just taking a decent touch and luring the striker in before making the claim. Hit decently. Here is Krishna. Chance to release the winger. She does it well. Tanya Gole will lose the race. It was a bit overhead in the end. Pratima Boro making sure that the ball runs out of play, but just keeping herself in the middle. Aruni Singh, a first appearance of the season. There is another giveaway, but Bindia fortunately couldn't make a good touch there. She only needed to keep the ball that was gifted by Roots. They are playing a dangerous game, playing out from the back, perhaps trying to underestimate what Casa Barwani can offer. Yes, they haven't scored a goal in 3 games, but you simply cannot give them these kind of opportunities. They get away with one for now. Another sloppy touch there, this time from Gia. She was under no pressure, just let her concentration slip for a minute as the ball strolled out for a throw in. I think this is the time now. Casa Barwani, they see an opportunity. They must be sure that they take it to make the most of this chance opening up. Roots not at their best. It is a new lineup. They will take time to get in sync. Ball pinched away yet again by Lavanya Shukla. It is going to be a goal kick at the end of it all. And in the last couple of minutes, they've been trying to get the ball out of their own half. Not possible. Why? Because Barwani have identified that there is a chance if they put enough pressure, they can make most of this opportunity. Here is the ball swept up once again. Missed by the defender. Compounded well by Lavanya. But Tanya Gole comes in from an offside position yet again. Well, I think they're getting a flashback to the previous game where they were caught offside for fun by the well-rehearsed defense of the Indian Arrows Women Juniors in that 8-0 rout. Barwani slipped through the middle once again, but this time into the path of Aruni Singh. They're having the right ideas, but it is time to execute them. One fine pass could make all the difference. Pratima under no pressure this time. A bit of a successful start perhaps for Casa Barwani. Nearing the 20-minute mark, they didn't concede a goal today. Well, let me tell you this, they conceded in the second minute against Interkashi, in the 8th minute against Puduwa Unicorns, in the 13th minute against Indian Arrows. This time, a bit of an improved performance, and now Protimo's rash clearance, rather a miss kick, gives them a chance to take the lead through this corner. Imagine that. Your best defensive start to the game till now, and you manage to find your first goal. That feeling would be unbeatable for the women in purple. They need a good delivery for that. Opting an outswinger, interesting. Player marking opted in the box for Roots as we approach the first corner of the day. Put into a dangerous zone. The defender make sure she gets there ahead of the attackers. Krishna will keep it alive, but the break is on for Roots. Well cut out by the defender. Roots patiently trying to play out from the back. They're not given a moment's peace by this newfound press from Barwani. Uma involving herself wins a throw in there. Good intent is putting the forwards, putting the defenders, beg your pardon, under pressure. The skipper's touch a bit heavy, but it will come to their advantage. Roots not looking fluent today. Understandable, given the number of changes they have made to the lineup. The star forwards they have left on the bench. Here is a chance now. Tanya into the box. Has some options, but she goes for the early cross. She was under pressure, nagged by the defender. Opts to put it out of play. That was some good defending there. The fullback was on the wrong side of her, but made sure that she came goal side and put her under pressure. Protima Boro there, feeling a bit of the aftermath of the challenge. As a centre back partner, Renu Bala lends her a helping hand. A slow start to the game, waiting for that first goal. Rare mistakes from the players. We haven't seen much of them, but this was poor there from Uma. Heavy first start. The ball runs away from her. In a desperate attempt, she concedes a throw in. And it once again changes hands. There is a foul throw in. Anya Modi puts good pressure, charging in from behind, realizing there is a chance to win the ball away. End of the first quarter. For the first time, very glad to report that there has not been a goal scored in a game involving Casa Barwani as we head into the second quarter of the half of the game, perhaps. A string of throw ins on that left hand side as Barwani look to consolidate their position within the opposition half. Tanya's touch compounded by Anya Modi, but here is a chance for Uma. Running past the fullback. Can she get the cross in? Trying to be 2-on-1. Does send the cross, but it is meat and drink for Renu. Tanya Gole involved in every attack for them. This time it is the centre back. Aishi Gole sweeping up the chance. Uma once again tries to knock it past the defender and go around her. Entering the box. Can she get a good cross in? There goes the cross. Perhaps it was deflected or not, says the linesman as he points it to the goal kick. Well, the idea was all right. Uma Imnati having enough pace to take on Anushka, but unfortunately there was no direction on the cutback. She hit there under immense pressure. Manages to get the ball, but Uma is the clear favorite for it. And the goalkeeper absolutely puts her laces. The effort appreciated by Tanya, the number 10 of Casa Barwani, making the right choices every now and then. But again, you find her in an offside position at times. The press slowly waning away towards this phase of play, allowing Roots to build up easily from the back. Noshka lobs it towards the striker. There is a chance for the skipper to run on that. But Rajwanti makes sure she comes across and clears the ball. Sanjita Nirola, she's determined to make a difference today, to be that goal scorer. Handed the armband. A huge show of faith from the coach to lead this much rotated side. How will she perform? Anya Modi Uradimri with a smart turn brings Jia Shaw into play. It is a cloudy day in Bengaluru, a windy day as well. You could see the sheets moving quite a lot in the background. The players will be enjoying this session of football in this cool weather. And as we speak, the sun starts to peep out of the clouds. What a time to be playing football on this Friday evening. The girls just enjoying themselves in the middle of the park. Here is a chance for Tanya to run at the defense, but it is well pinched by Renu Bala, who combines with Pratima Boro. Into the middle, Uma Kewat, the favorite for all those. And now here is a challenging ball once more. Very good idea from Sanjita. Gets it away from the defender. There goes the cross in. What a first start that was from the number 9 and the skipper of Roots FC. Brought down neatly, but she cannot take advantage of that. Here is Uma. A lot of time and space to run into to pick her next move. She must do the right thing there, but there comes the mistake. An attempt to slice it through the centre backs for Lavanya to run onto. I think she tried to hit it with the outside of her boot, trying to slice the ball to get that curve towards the striker, but she ends up hitting it all wrong. Anushka putting herself under a bit of pressure. There is her defensive partner Renu. From that far side view, you could see how the structure of Barwani is slowly disintegrating in front of your own eyes. They started in a good 4-3-3 shape, but right now, as the routes are shifting from flank to flank, the players are struggling to remain in their original positions. You can see how they are well staggered. A front line of five, only one in the middle, denying them those quality passing lanes and moves to get away from pressure. This is important. This is fundamental of every defensive structure. Of how well disciplined you are when out of position. Here is a chance now. Heavy touch. Rajwanti doing extremely well to put a foot in and win a goal kick for her side. Sanjita has been seeing a lot of the ball on that right hand side for Roots. She displayed some clever ideas as well, but unable to get something tangible. Meanwhile, Pratima Boro is on the pitch, reeling down, allowing the referee to call for a short drinks break. Well, I don't know what that was. Perhaps a non contact injury because she was not involved in any challenge till a couple of minutes. Positive start from the side. Deepak Chauhan certainly realizes that, looking to win their first game in Indian Women's League 2. They were winless in the previous edition as well. This season, a hard start. Three defeats, three thumping defeats in 3 games. A win in the final game would be a great consolation for them. Perhaps a collision there with the player. Pratima Boro has had a good start to the game alongside Renu Bala in the heart of the defense, showcasing their ball playing abilities. Deep Mahanta Patir passing on instructions to his players as well. I'm sure he would have expected this reaction. All the new players playing with each other for the first time, thanks to their famous rotation. Well, they haven't been outright poor, but the lack of ideas in the final third were glaringly visible there for everyone to see. The defense has been good. The middle of the pitch, Anya Modi and Ura Dimri have controlled it well. The tackles were being put in the right places at right times, but something that final spark is missing from this side as we enter the final 15 minutes of the first half. Lucky bounce there from Isha Chaudhary. Tanya is interested. She gets the better of Anushka, but she gets boxed into that edge there. Here is Isha once again. Can they keep the ball? A chance to involve the centre backs as they try to keep the possession. We have barely seen them play out from the back. This is a good chance. Will they lump it forward or try to move it with short passes? The long pass forward is the option sought. Rachna Singh fails to find a purple shirt. That was a fine dash there. Anya Modi was targeted in possession by Isha Chaudhary, but after all that good jump, they have to defend this move now. Dancing shoes on from the skipper, but the defender was having none of that. Ayushi Gole coming across, gets the clearance. Well, that was Isha apologizing. She gave the ball away after forcing her entire team to jump forward. Sanjita's pass into the middle, picked up by Bindia. Uma has an option on the wing, but she is waiting. She will seek the safe pass there. Apologies for the technical delay. We will be back with live action pretty soon. Well, let us recap the action. It was a positive start from Casa Barwani, who showed good display. Their defense, which was under immense pressure, made sure that they played out of the back easily and they played a deep defensive line, making sure that there were no runners in behind. There was a good sense of press from the front three of Tanya Gole, Isha Chaudhary, and Lavanya Shukla. It didn't come to fruition. Yes, there were a couple of ball snatches, but they were unable to take some advantage of it. The good sign is they haven't conceded a goal yet and are in the hunt for scoring. For Roots, a heavily rotated side, you'd obviously expect some time for them to gel together. The defense was supreme, but the forward line looking a bit clueless while trying to create. The chemistry between each player was missing. And now we are back with live action. Barwani have a free kick from the edge of the right hand side. Isha Chaudhary fancies this one on her left foot. She tries to put a lot of height on it. The ball hits the top of the crossbar and goes out. That was a decent attempt, more than a decent attempt from Isha. Perhaps Aruni Singh had it covered. A good leap from the goalkeeper. She just checked it. The ball was heading out anyways. Let me remind you, a shot that hits the post or the crossbar doesn't count as a shot on target. But that was as close as Casa Barwani have come to scoring. pretty much in the entire tournament, he could say. Krishna Bhati wins the second ball, a progressive sign. The pass through the middle has a lot of weight. Tanya simply could not get on the end of it. Here is Pratima moving finely after that injury concern there. Cut out in the middle, but Uradimri cannot hold on to it. Sanjita robs Uma there, but a very good interception from Rajwanti. It has been action packed, or rather, mistakes from both the sides whenever there is a sense of fluency breaking into this game. Once again, Uma puts the body. That was Bindia making the good tackle, but it doesn't amount to anything as she gives the ball away. Ura now under pressure, but make sure she finds the right pass. Here is Renu, fires it forward to Sanjita, who cannot keep the ball. Uma showing good footwork to retain it, but yet again the pass to find her teammate falls flat. Another heavy touch gives possession to Barwani, who kick it long straight to the opposition. Root struggles have to be compounded as well. You have to notice that they are not comfortable. The forward line, especially, to receive the ball and turn. In the previous games, it was all easy, smooth sailing for them. As Nandeshwari Devi and Maitri Palasamudram were doing all the heavy lifting in attack, the 17-year-old starlet and the seasoned striker combining to score goal after goal for them. But this game, they are trying something new. Again, would like to apologize for the delay. We'll be back shortly. A reminder, we're still goalless. Back with the live action. 40 minutes of play. Well, Roots in all their games, you cannot say they were the most fluent side in the tournament. 5 goals in 3 games, yes, but a rotated side will take some time to find the back of the net. Casa Barwani taking advantage of it. This is the longest period of time that they've gone without conceding a goal so far in the tournament. Can they keep on this hard work? And also, maybe just possibly try to find a goal out of somewhere to slingshot their confidence to the next level. They're in no hurry to restart the play. A point to their name is all they want by the end of the day. By hook or crook. Jia Shaw. She knows that the last touch didn't come from her. Does so well to shield the ball as it trickles out for a goal kick. Well, neither goalkeeper has been rarely tested by some quality chances, that is. In a battle of number 14s, Bindia comes on top as Anya Modi makes the mistake yet again. This time, Renu Bala stands firm to drive the ball away from danger. It's a quite an engaging battle going on between Tanya Gole and Renu Bala. The centre back and the striker constantly trying to get the better of each other. Not an inch given, not an inch taken. Tanya is shifting from the centre back, from one centre back to the other in the hope of finding something. There she is. Aruni Singh brought into action. Well, I'm pretty sure the possession stats could be in favor of Roots. They've had a lot of possession, but as far as they're concerned, all their possession has been in their own half, in the defensive third, especially as the centre backs just knocked it around amongst themselves. The goalkeeper has had plenty of action as well when it comes to passing in the dangerous areas. They've really struggled to hold the ball. Good pass between the lines. Uma making the run. Can she fire the cross? Pratima puts a foot in to send it out wide to Krishna. The skipper wins the throw in. I beg your pardon. She's just an outfield player for the day. Donning the armband from the 3 games. Still is lingering in our mind that Krishna Bhati is the default skipper. But for today's game, it is Uma Kevat. Uma now. Can she fire a cross in? Tries to beat her marker and enter the box. There she is. A good chance to deliver the cross, but the next touch rather, takes it away from her. Now Vidya Medha overhits it. Try to step up and help a side regain the possession. Had a first cherry and a first bite of the cherry, but the second one came back and she just kicks it out of play. Long ball towards the forward line, well defended there. There is Tanya waiting for options. She has a passing option to her left. Isha Chaudhary against Anushka on the wing. Has a lot of pace to burn, but the defender makes sure she gets there on time. It will be a corner. Approach half. Roots under some pressure yet again. Isha Chaudhary will take this left-footed corner, outswinging. Well, outswing is used for corners. A refreshing scene to see. A good height on it. The clearing header doesn't go far. Anya Modi still has a job to do. She gets dispossessed. Here is Uma in the box. Fires the cross towards the middle. Kept alive, but they cannot find that one pass that will help them. Krishna wins the ball. Lavanya Shukla not take advantage. There is a foot race. The winger is interested in it, and she does get there. Adira Ghosh. Uradimri now. And she releases Adira. Tries to cut inwards. Bindia yet again. She has been rock solid in the midfield. Plenty of interceptions, plenty of time. She has come out of nowhere to win the ball back for her side. A very good performance from Bindia Arjun Verma. There was also lazy forward play from Rutu Srinandan. She has to get a call. Then she was being hunted down. Takes the one touch too much for the defender to pounce. Rajwanti this time clearing it out. Roots have taken their fair share of pressure. Can they turn the table now and get a goal before the half comes to an end? Crossed into the middle, missed by everyone. Here is a chance for Ura to fire. On the turn, there were no one in the box. She only had to get her head up, perhaps keep a cool, and then find a yellow shirt. That was too much to ask for from Ura Dimri. As the fourth official indicates, we have 180 seconds of extra time. beyond the 45 allowed. Anya nicks the ball away. Back to a defense. Once again through the bodies. Maivnati getting away. He sadly has no one to pass on the right wing. As Tanya Gole is in the center. And so are Lavanya Shukla and Isha Chaudhary. Well, that is poor from Casa Barwani. You cannot have all your players stacked on one side of the field. That was the chance Ura Dimri had. Passed through the lines. Well read by Krishna. Here is Isha Chaudhary finding a very good pass. Anya Gole tries to go for goal from distance. Well blocked by Anya. Possession exchanging hands rapidly. Tries to cut in. Can she fire the right cross? Rajwanti goes dangerously, sliding in. Make sure that she gets the ball. A very good challenge yet again from the number 3 of Barwani. What an improved performance this is. Could clearly see the difference between the side that was thumped by Indian Arrows and this. There was no change in personnel. It was just a change in the attitude and mindset. They're getting their tackles. They're staying deep in their own half. Well, perhaps you could only wonder what if they tried this game in the previous games. This game plan is something that has gone down very well with all the players. Deepak Chauhan, has it come too little too late for his side as they are destined to finish at the bottom of Group B? Renu Bala yet again, this time trying to go long. Intercepted by Ayushi Gole. And the referee brings the first half to a halt. No goals to report between Kasabarwani and Roots, but it is a fine defensive display from both sides. Roots, especially, have been very prudent at the back, but for Kasabarwani, it comes as a welcome change. After conceding so many goals, they are for the first time have gone into the break without conceding a single goal. The attacks did falter here and there. A couple of promising opportunities that weren't taken by the forwards, but we are sure that we will see one goal at least in this contest between Roots Football Club and Casa Barmani as the half ends goalless. A half of very little highlights to show from, except the claims that Uma Kevat made and that free kick from Isha Chaudhary, obviously, that rattled the crossbar. Uma Ibnati tried to get the cross in, it hit the side netting. That was the skipper Sanjita of Roots having plenty of good ideas on the right hand side. A good free kick. Maybe the goalkeeper Aruni Singh had it covered. And the corner from Barwani, possibly the closest they were. That was a rare mistake from Uma, but Ura Dimri wasn't able to capitalize on that. As the first half ends nil-nil. Stats coming up for you. Casa Barwani dominating the possession 53%, 47 for Roots. A couple of shots from Barwani, single one on target, one shot, and that shot being on target for Roots. Neither goalkeeper had to really make a save except some claims there. A very peaceful games as just a couple of fouls and maybe coming from an offside position as well. Nothing much to separate these sides. We will be looking for something that will be the point of the day. We'll be back with the second half action shortly. Welcome back to the second half action. For one final time, we go in the league phase of Indian Women's League 2 for the 24-25 season. Well, more changes for Roots. They are determined to make sure that every player gets a proper run out. A change in goal for them as Dhanushri is ready to enter the fray ahead of Aruni Singh. Well, a change in goalkeeper for Roots as well as Uma Kewat makes way handing the armband to Uma Ivnati as Komal Rathod, the substitute keeper, enters the fray. And Jaya also makes it onto the pitch. Well, plenty of substitutions at halftime from both the sides, just for all the players to get a run out. Two teams changing their goalkeepers. Just letting you know, there is Dhanushri sliding straight into the goal. Roots and Komal Rathod for Casa Barwani. Uma Ivnati donning the armband now. And Roots get us underway. Attacking from right to left of your screen in yellow and blue. And attacking from left to right of your screen in all purple. And with a fiery tackle as soon as she enters the pitch. Here is the substitute Samiksha. Uma yet again loses track of the ball. She has been getting into good positions, but the next move is always falling short for her. Adira Ghosh gets dispossessed there. Jia fires it into the middle for Anya Modi. Kept alive by Protima. That is an ambitious pass. Captain does brilliantly to keep the ball in play. Uradimri towards the edge of the box. Here is a chance for Anya Modi, but is swept off her feet by a very good tackle as the ball goes towards Komal Rathod, who makes the first appearance of the tournament. She has been on the bench for the opening three games and in the fourth game as well. But Deepak Chauhan thought she deserves a chance and gave her the second half of this clash. Can she make a good impression in these 45 minutes? That was a good start there, making a claim as the ball dropped its way from the air. It looked like a good tackle, but looks like she mistimed it. The referee read it. Tanya Gole suffering the impact of that late challenge. She was caught in the leg there, reeling her right ankle. Reports us requesting for the physio to be brought on immediately. Looks like the defender has gotten herself hurt as well with that tackle. Early on in the half, probably no need to make that tackle. Tanya Gole was about to drive into the box, but it was well covered, wasn't it? There were plenty of yellow and blue shirts there waiting for Tanya to attack them. But the defender, she was beaten, felt the need to take her player down, leading to a stoppage early in the half. Now the set piece master, Isha Chaudhary. This would be a tough angle to go for goal for her, especially given she's a left footer. She has to produce something extraordinary to beat the goalkeeper at her near post on her left. But my money is on a cross that swings outward. That's a good cross. Misses everyone. And the substitute goalkeeper, Dhanushri, as well. That was close, wasn't it? She aimed it for the far post. Uma Imnati threw herself there, and Krishna was there as well. But they couldn't manage to get anything on that cross. Very inviting from Isha. Pura now. The referee allowing the injured player to enter the fray. Trying to spread it down the wing. Rachna Singh cannot make the clean claim. Aishi Gole drugging the striker. Ramapat. Samiksha wins the ball. Halfway clearance from Rachna, but make sure that Uma gets on the end of it. There she is yet again. Can she release Uma down the right wing? Here is a chance to take on Jia Shah. Very good defending from the fullback. Ice on the ball all along, but that was a bit relaxing. Here is a chance now for Tanya Gole. Renu Bala comes to the rescue with a fantastic dash. And Uma ends up conceding a free kick. Well, that was some chance for Tanya. She drove through on goal. Renu Bala came in like a fire engine to put out the fires from the other side, making the necessary intervention. Another escape for Roots. We have discussed how this has been the best game for Casa Barwani. Clean sheet till the opening 50 minutes and odd chances here and there that they were unable to compound on. Once again, well flicked back by the defender. Rachna Singh tries to chop it, doesn't find a teammate. Sanjita released by Anya Modi up against Isha Chaudhary, the winger. Pura tries to slice it into the middle. Well, Anya somehow gets on the end of it, sends across. But Komal Rathod makes a good save. Well, how did she get there? A very fine tackle, and probably that could have sneaked into the back of the net if not for Komal's readjustment. Well, a sudden warning call to Casa Barwani. Tanya probably thought she had options, tried to flick it behind, but there were no runners onto it. Well, at the minute, Roots are back to 10 again. They are a centre back shot at the back as Pratima Boro leaves for treatment. Can Barwani take advantage of the player advantage they've got? Bindia fails to sweep it forward. But there comes Rachna Singh. Yasha thought she had time, but Uma Ivnati is giving her very good company at the moment. Tanya making that run, but Uma cannot find her. Here she gets another pop at it. This time a right-footed effort that was very rash. She scooped it from the bottom instead of hitting it with the inside of a boot. Ura Dimri gave it to her, but that was terrible technique there from the number 4 of Barwani. She tried to lift the ball with the inside of her foot. Meanwhile, another mistake allows Tanya Goli to just sneak in there and win the ball for a bit before losing it. Well, that was sad there. The substitute defender had to be subbed again as Abba Kudle enters the fray to make sure that we are back at 11 versus 11 contest. There is the skipper Sanjita making a good run. Can she find the cutback? What about that for goalkeeping from Komal Rathod? Quick off a line. Realized that there was a chance for the forward to pull the trigger. Make sure that she completed the good grab. Abba Kudle there, replacing Mithyam and starting the move forward with Sanjita. doing brilliantly well to get into the box. Much more physical after the second half. Anushka playing the centre back after starting the game at right back now. There is Pratima who jumps into midfield. But Bindya looking for options. Skips past Renu Bala. Is asking Tanya to make the run. Can she find her with an incisive pass? No is the answer. She hits it straight to Abba. That was some pass from the substitute. Can the skipper get on the end of it? She does. Beats the defender as well. But Aishi Gole doesn't give an inch to the attacker. Good defending. Well, there is the sudden change of trajectory in this game. Much more intense now. Both sides going for the kill with the first goal. And Uma is leaving the field for Jaya there, the number 15. The armband being passed around quite a bit. Jaya has it in her possession, but I'm not sure she is going to wear it. Komal Rathod will make the easy save and goes down rather dramatically in the 55th minute as they're trying for the winner now. I think we have only one goal in this game to decide which way it's going. Jia replacing Uma Ibnati there. And here she is straight into the attack. Heavy first touch, but there is a chance. Put on a plate. Tanya Gole couldn't attack it, but she appreciates the effort. That was very good from the substitute. As soon as he comes on, that was the running in behind. That was the intent that was missing early on that Uma Ibnati failed to provide. Despite having some good chances, the number 4 was out of inspiration. Can Jaya be that source to give Casa Barwani their first goal of the campaign and their first win in this tournament in 2 seasons? As things stand, Ruth will finish as the group winners, even if they draw this contest with 10 points in Group B. That was a tame pass. Samiksha luckily gets away with that as Isha Chaudhary leaves it for her defenders. Vidya Meda to take the following throw in. Vidya plays it forward towards Jaya. There is some good link up as soon as she came on. And I think that will be the trigger that sets Tanya free. She's free to make her runs because someone else is doing the job of dropping deep and making play for her. Great burst of pace from everyone involved. The goalkeeper comes a fair bit out. And luckily, her defense bailed her out on that occasion. Bindia trying to play it down the line. Jia Shaw makes the interception. Just throw down the line. Once again, Bindia has been highly impressive in this game. Coming back into the lineup, not easy to showcase her worth. Here is Tanya trying to run past Jia Shaw. She gets the better, but the cross, she was off balance, but did well to make sure that it was on target, at least testing the keeper. Now is that Jia Shaw down on the ground? Just some 15 minutes into the second half. This is Protima Boro now, who is down injured. A rash tackle from Mithinam started it all, and Pratima is down because of an injury there. Has to leave the field. Yet again, making it 11 versus 10. Casa Barwani have been provided opportunities. Will they be able to take advantage of at least one of them? An interesting development. The man advantage, Samiksha overheads the pass. Well, you do not want that kind of power on it, do you? Finally, the captain's armband going to Tanya Gole, the number 10, and the most promising attacker from this Casa Barwani unit. Well, I think she's out of energy, using the afterburners half an hour to go, but she has started every single game, playing every minute for her side. Will take some toll this tournament where games come thick and fast at you. Very little turnaround time to breathe and recollect yourself. Plus the intense training sessions as well in summer. These players are giving their everything. Roots take this corner shortly. Laid off back into her path. There goes the cross second time. Umal Rathod parries it. Luckily, he doesn't get punished. But the danger still alive as Rashna Singh blocks the cross. That was a fine attempt there. Komal gets a hand to it, doesn't catch it. And this time, it must be in. But Komal somehow makes the save. Well, Roots out of nowhere have a couple of very good opportunities in the space of 5 minutes. And to make matters worse, Komal Rathod goes down with an injury on that occasion. Well. If you're a fan of Casa Barwani or if you're Deepak Chauhan, the coach, your heart would be jangling because he made a goalkeeper substitution and the substitute goalkeeper looks like she's down with an injury. You could only imagine what's going to happen now. They have to sub in an outfielder as a goalkeeper if it is deemed that Komal couldn't continue. Well, since it is a goalkeeper, the referee cannot even ask her to step out for treatment. She has to either play with an injury or the play has to stop for long enough for her to be treated, or a substitute outfielder has to come in for her. Dire options for Barwani if the keeper gets injured again. Jaya again winning the ball. Seeks Krishna. Astanya Goli running, but the number 10 wasn't looking well. She wanted the ball in another direction. She was making the run towards the flank. The skipper tried to slip in. Oh, that is some poor communication from both the players. There was a good opportunity there. It opened up nicely. The half space was torn literally. I think it has to come from the striker. Tanya has to make sure that she makes a run into the box instead of towards the flank. Good opportunities appearing for both the sides in quick succession. Are we close to finding that opener? As things stand, Barwani would be picking up single point to their name. Let me remind you, that was exactly their tally in the previous season as well. Just 1 point out of 5 games. Will it be similar story this time as well? Komal Rathod looking fine now. The initial injury fears must have gone by. Jaya making that run out wide. Seeks options. Isha Chaudhary is there to support her. Sends the cross into that middle, but that was a poor one. Well, no striker in the middle there. You're struggling for fluency. Perhaps when you're not sure, just get your head up and try to find your teammate. Beat a back pass. Just make sure that the attack keeps going on instead of killing it with an over ambitious pass. Bindia once again going to the ground but winning the ball. Here is Jaya. Vidya Meda comes forward to claim it for a side. she was interested in it, wasn't it? Adira Ghosh tried to chase and win the ball on that occasion, but realizes it was heading out and doesn't put in the effort. Thrown straight out of play. Well, how many times do you see it? Sanjita under pressure. Good pressure in the end from Ayushi Gole. She closes her down and forces Sanjita to kick it out of play. Once again, the ball being progressed down that flank with a string of throw-ins. Anya combining well to win the ball. Deepak Chauhan frantically pacing in his touchline in the technical area to instruct his players on where to attack and which passes to play. I think it's just asking them to be open to switch the ball from one end to the other to catch the opposition out. They have sorely missed a deep lying playmaker throughout the tournament from the middle. One player who could take the game by the scruff of its neck and say, well, I'm going to pass the ball, I'm going to change the trajectory of this game. Well, this is how the passes like that can be a bit misleading. It sends everyone into chaos and confusion, forcing them to chase the ball and not have any sense of flow to the game. Isha tries to fire a pass to Jaya, but Renu Bala is there to concede a throw in. Another couple of subs. Anu Gupta and Anupama Chauhan entering the field there. Krishna Bhati and Isha Chaudhary make way. Expect Anupama to join the attack. And Anu Gupta, well, she is attacking the box. Is there a role reversal? Because these players played in reverse roles. Anupama was in the attack and Anu Gupta was in the midfield. This time, it looks like Anupama Chauhan will take on the midfield responsibilities, allowing Anu to attack the box. A good run coming in there, but Vidya Meda puts in a good tackle. Into the final quarter of the game. Can Barwani leave this tournament with a sense of satisfaction? And the cross missed by everyone. Sanjita is in there, but the defender giving her everything. That is a half court clearance. Still a chance for Anya. Chia shot to Anya. Barwani do well to win the ball back. Tanya Gole comes back to keep the move alive. Samiksha on the left flank. Can they keep their calm? There goes the chipped ball towards the middle. Renu Bala is there yet again. Jiasha clears the lines. Wadira Ghosh. Anya put under pressure. Well, a scrappy sequence of play, but still Roots on the attack. Down that right wing. Chopping into the middle. Can she find a pass? Well, getting away from 1 to 2 defenders. Here is Sanjita appealing for an offside flag. It does go up. Some respite for Barwani. It looked like they were getting beaten. As suddenly the players in yellow found an extra gear there. Rachna Singh with his free kick. A chance to relieve some pressure. And suddenly the substitutes doing a better job for both the sides. comes to no one's surprise. But look at the options that Roots have to call upon from the bench. But if you would like to think, I guess they are running out of substitutions. Meanwhile, here is a chance for Barwani. Bindia putting Pratima under pressure. She gives the ball away finally. Somehow, magically wins the ball back. Well, you'd be wondering, Tanushree has come on, Mithinam has come on, Abba Kudale has come on. So Roots have already utilized three substitutions. They have only two slots. Can they keep it for their big hitters? Do we get to see Nandeshwari Devi and Maitreyi Palasamudram today to be the difference makers? The side from Bengaluru, what do they have up their sleeve? Meanwhile, their counterparts, Casa Barwani, are out of their substitutions with more than 20 minutes to go. Komal Rathod has come on as a half-time substitute. Samiksha as well. Jaya entered the field midway. And just now, in the recent break, we had Anupama and Anu Gupta take on to the field as well. So plenty of substitutions already taking place in this clash with a lot of time left. And any substitute raise higher than the starters. Pratima doing well, but Anu Gupta's perseverance pays off. Well, Bindia fails to find Rachna. She was disappointed that the pass didn't come to her feet. She was rooted to the spot. On the turn, hits the pass, nodded beyond. For Ura, I think she was under pressure from behind when she tried to take the shot. Went down half-heartedly, appealed for a free kick. The referee turned a blind eye. Samiksha's intention was never to foul the player. Realized it. She took a poor shot on goal. Then tried to make the most of it. It was a lost case by then, wasn't it? Speaking of lost cases, let me talk you through the journey of this tournament. The second edition of Indian Women's League with a lot on offer. The winners and runners of this prestigious tournament will get promoted to the Indian Women's League, the top flight of women's football in India. With that said, 15 teams get split into three groups of five teams each. Every team plays the other one in their group once in a single leg round robin format. At the end of four games in the group stage, the group winners and group runners from three groups progress to the final round. So, in the final round, we have six teams again taking on each other once in a single leg round robin. The teams that finished in the top two of the final round will be promoted to the Indian Women's League, and the winner of the final round will be crowned as the champions of the Indian Women's League 2. It is the second season, and we are in the final 20 minutes of the league phase of this great tournament, aimed at a chance to give women exposure and make sure that they play enough number of league games to prosper in their careers and offer a better option for the national side. From Group B, we had the host Roots FC that looked like a poor tackle, but it seems that the defender has got the ball there. The host Roots, alongside a fellow Bangalore side, backed by the AIFF themselves, Indian Arrows Women Juniors, were pitted against Pudua Unicorns from Pondicherry, Intakashi from Varanasi, and Casa Barwani Soccer Club from Barwani, Madhya Pradesh. Before the ball was even kicked in this game, the teams that were making it to the final round from Group B were decided. Indian Arrows Women Juniors put in some great performances to qualify to the final round with 9 points to the name. And Roots also qualified with 3 wins in 3 games. The only question after this game would be who finishes as the group winners and who finishes as the group runners. Roots have been pretty much faultless in this tournament. A good start with a 1-0 victory against Puduvai Unicorns. Neha Mukati scored the winner in that game. where Maitreyi Palasamudram was awarded the player of the match. They continued their good start to the tournament with yet another 1-0 victory against Indian Arrows. This time it was the star striker Nandeshwari Devi who was on target, winning the player of the match as well. Two wins and two pretty much done the job for them, but they only went and made it another victory in another game as they swatted into Kashia's side 3-1. Nandeshwari opened the scoring, Aishwarya was on the target, and finally the 17-year-old starlet who was running the show, Maitreyi Palasamudram, rounded up the scoring. 3 wins in 3 games comfortably seal their progression. And just as even if they get a draw today, they will finish the tournament as winners of Group B. For their opponents, it has been a sorrow story. We'll just I'd also like to add this is the first time that Roots are appearing in this tournament. They finished third in the Karnataka State League, but since Kickstart were already in the Indian Women's League and the second place team didn't want a spot here, it went straight to Roots who finished third in the Karnataka League, winning their group and standing a real chance of promotion in the final round. What a way it is for Roots to mark their debut. Casa Barwani, on the other hand, this entire tournament has been another disappointing one for them. They were winless in the previous tournament as well. One draw and 3 defeats, and this time it looks like the same fate will continue. They were beaten 5-0 by Intakashi in the first game, 3-0 by Puduvai Unicorns, and the Indian Arrows were merciless when they put 8 past them. In the final league game, it looks like they have found some joy against this heavily rotated Roots Football Club. They are still searching for their first goal of the tournament and the first victory in 2 seasons. Must be the goalkeeper's ball. Well, there was the lack of communication, disappointment. Umal Rathod was coming out. Aishi Gole thought otherwise. They should be talking to each other. Conceded a corner that is an absolute gift for the opposition. Well, imagine if Roots want to score from this. The finger pointing would be incredible in that camp of Casa Barwani. Taken shortly. Another chance for Renu to deliver the cross. Goal bound header. Turn towards the goal from close range by Adira Ghosh. Off target as the referee calls for a cooling break one last time in the league phase. Well, that was a great chance, wasn't it? He stayed on side, got away from Bindia, fails to put it on target. Kasabarwani out of substitutes as well. So if they are going to get a first win, they must rely on the current 11 to get a result. Roots, I think they'd be fairly happy. They knew what was in store coming. They rested all their senior heads and completely started a fresh 11, making 11 changes to the team that was dominant in the opening 3 games, given the comfortable position. They were confident in this new batch to get a point and seal progression as the group winners. What a start it is to life in Indian Women's League 2 for them. Sloppy there, handing possession over to Barwani. Straight towards Rashna, drawing in field. Fires a good pass into the path of Tanya Goli. Does she have the afterburners? Enters the box, gets the shot away. What a fine block there. Ramanushka denies her. Well, that was the chance, wasn't it? Tanya Goli, one half crack. She wanted a goal. She ends up getting it. But Renu Bala made sure that she shielded the ball there. Jaya, once again, the communication missing between the players. Jaya's layoff. Tanya wasn't interested in it. She Gole under pressure. She has to clear her lines. With Yameda coming in and wins a goal kick. Well, it looks like it took a touch of Ritu Srinandan. Had a chance to lead that line. She's playing on the right flank now as Sanjita came into the middle as a striker. Final 10 minutes of normal time. Do we have a late winner in store for us? Well, if you're going logically, you'd expect Roots to score that goal and pile some more misery on Casa Barwani. But if you're emotional, you'd expect the underdog to nick something from this, don't you? Tanya once again lines up the cross. Renu Bala clears it. And away by Anushka. Rajwanti, despite her best efforts, fails to snatch the ball. Here is Pura Dimri taking on Samiksha. He gets around us so comfortably. Ayushi Gole leads it out for a throw in. And there are the final subs. We finally get to see Maitreyi Palasamudram, the starlet, the 17-year-old who has been having a stellar tournament. She already lit up the national stages for Karnataka in the National Football Championships for women. And we are getting an action packed cameo from Neha Mukati as well, who scored the winner in the first game. Well, can the stars who were already amongst goals get the result for Roots? This is a sign from the coach, Deep Mahanta Patir, that they are going for the overkill. Final 10 minutes. Can they make the difference? Keep your eye out on the number 10 in yellow and blue who just entered the field now. She is a skillful player. She has a lot of talent. And she has that eye for goal, more importantly. Sanjita would be the happiest person on the pitch right now because she knows there is someone who could find her. Good chance for Maitreyi to stretch her legs, but Kumal Rathod warms up nicely. The substitute goalkeeper, an impressive cameo from her in the second half. An injury in the middle of the park there. She's had a fantastic game. Bindia perhaps taking a toll. Involved a lot of leg work, covering plenty of ground and making those tackles. Perhaps the cramps after a long day of work catching up to her as the referee drops the ball to Komal Rathod. Gives it a lot of height and not the distance. Anu Gupta concedes a free kick there. I think this is a very tricky period for Barwani. They must keep their guard up. They should not underestimate their opponent and crash for fourth successive defeat. They are very, very much on the edge of getting a point here. Something to take away from this campaign. Can they hold on to this clean sheet? Maitri gets it towards the winger. The goalkeeper comes out, and that was the Cardinals' sin. Maitri Palasamudram creating a goal with one of her first touches. That was an excellent free kick. I think that was a grave mistake from Komal Rathod to rush out on that occasion, leaving the goal open. All the attacker had to do was put a feet and send the ball home. A lovely finish. Take nothing away from the finish as well, but Komal Rathod has to stay on her line. That is a terrible goal to concede. For Casa Barwani, they would be kicking themselves as we finally have a late goal. And of course, it comes from Root Football Club, who are now on course to make it 4 victories in 4. It is Maitri picking up yet another assist. What a lovely free kick that was. Teasing everyone, heading towards that right flank, putting it on a plate. The mistake from Komal Rathod, giving a great chance for the striker to bury that chance. Now yet again a chance to double the lead. The skipper misses it. Pratima Boro in the box keeps it alive. I think it's only going one way from here. We do not expect a leveler coming from Casa Barwani, do we? They've held the fort for 80 minutes. They look like they were good value for the point they were getting, but a grave mistake from Komal Rathod, the substitute goalkeeper. She had a good game to this point, swept well a couple of times, made some good claims, but that was a terrible mistake, a judgmental error there, costing a side dearly. Roots now set to maintain the 100% record. This time, the goalkeeper takes a lot of time to come out, but ends up making the claim. 12 points out of all 12. 6 goals scored, only one conceded. What a start to the life in Indian Women's League 2 for them. Casa Barwani, on the contrary, slipping to a fourth defeat. The only silver lining being that the margin of this defeat is the least. Shrutu Srinandan, who scored the winner, taking advantage of the goalkeeper's mistake. Here is a chance once again. Pratima finds a lot of space, gets the cross in. The defender goes down under pressure. That is certainly a result of bringing quality onto the pitch. How talent can get you immediate results. The weight on that free kick, the curl, catch everyone in the defense off and fire the pass home. In their first time of asking at the tournament, as the final rounds lineup is confirmed, Indian Arrows Women Juniors will finish second in the group, batting a dramatic comeback from a Casa Barwani side that has failed to score a goal. Deepak Chauhan looks like a man that has accepted his fate. Tough questions will be asked of the coach for this performance. As she has had a couple of half chances. The communication was lacking between the attackers. Jaya, after she came on, looked bright in the opening 15-20 minutes. But after that, it has been one way. Look at my three move. What a lovely pass. That is to Anya Modi, who strikes a goal, gets it blocked. Bindia takes it away from my three. Look at her fly. Look at the confidence with which she takes the touches. One touch, two touch, past a couple of players. Here she is again. Good pressure from Anu Gupta to snatch the ball from Maitre. There is some serious quality from 17-year-old. There are huge hopes on her in Indian football circles, especially when it comes to the women game. They expect her to live up to her potential as the next big thing and help this country move forward on a footballing scale. Anupama Chauhan gets hacked down, wins a free kick from Anya Modi. An immediate hand of apology from the defensive midfielder. Has had a good game for someone that hasn't started the tournament, coming in, demanding the ball in a high risk area and then playing well with it. Can Casa Barwani find a late leveler with a free kick of their own now? Do they fancy themselves to score at least one of this tournament? Well, all things considered, the previous tournament was better for them than this season. They scored 4 times, conceded only 14, and picked up a single point. This time around, it is much worse. Conceded 17, failed to score even a single goal. Put on target from Anu Gupta. That was all it was. As Dhanushri makes a rare save in the second half. Sanjita skipping past the marker. There is support coming in from Jia Shah, the fullback. Cleared for a throw in. As we approach the end of the normal time, Roots want to rubber stamp this victory. They're looking for that second goal to kill off the contest and add some glamour to the scoreline. Labak was putting them under pressure. Jaya is chasing it hopefully. Dhanushri does well to clear it first time. She looks hopefully for a foul. Doesn't come her way. Finally, the referee wants a free kick to Roots. A player down in the meanwhile. So no Nandeshwari Devi, no problem for Roots. They have goals coming from other sources as well. It was Rutushri Nandan this time stepping up with a late winner from a free kick that Maitreyi Palasamudram sent her way. Another late injury concern beyond the 90-minute mark. The assistant will be waiting to take these stoppages into consideration before rising his board up. 4 minutes, but I'm sure we'll play beyond that given the first minute is lost to this injury as Samiksha leaves the field. Tanya Gole, the sole fighter. It looked like she had a warrior in Jaya along the side, but that was that. Another free kick chance. This time the decision making has to be better from Komal Rathod. Maitrey scanning her options. Given the clearance now towards the box. Neha Mukati tries to put it goalwards. They will get another bite at the cherry, recycling the attack. Anoshka there. Here is Renubala. Enjoyed a very fine game in a defensive line. The battles with Tanya, the clearances, the interceptions. She has had a fine performance. Another spill from Komal. This time, Pratima wasn't ready to capitalize there. The goalkeeper's nerves were jangling. Such a good performance undone by that single mistake. Tanya Gole keeping it alive for her side. One final push. Is there an equalizer? But Bindia loses the ball, loses the track of the ball rather, as she gives it up to the opposition. A long race for Jia Shah. She fails to win it. Barwani can still attack. Anu Gupta tries to find Anupama. But the defense is alert as they clear the lines. Jaya to Samiksha. Well, that was rash from Anu. Absolutely unnecessary Could have taken a touch, kept it alive. Rajwanti wary of the threat that Maitreyi carries. Good turn to get away from her. Uses the physicality. Send the ball forward, but Anupama Chauhan cannot trap it. It will come back in. There is the goal scorer, the match winner Rutushri. Give and go with Maitreyi. Goes down under pressure. Not getting any sympathy from the referee. Ayushi goal is clearance. Ruth with a strong end to the game. Here is Jia Shaw. Cannot find a way to the striker. But Neha Mukati wins the ball well. Advantage played in Ruth's favor. Can they find the goal to kill off the con? They're just showboating now. A heavy touch there from Abba. And the referee brings the clash to an end. Roots Football Club with a strong finish to the game and the league campaign. 4 wins out of 4 for them. Rutu Srinandan taking advantage of a great free kick delivery from Maitreyi Palasamudram, the 17-year-old starlet, as she bundles the free kick into the back of the net. And Komal Rathod committed early towards that free kick. It looked like Casa Barwani Soccer Club made it out of the group with at least a point to their name as they held the fort for 85 minutes. But fate had other plans for them as Roots Football Club end their league campaign perfectly with 4 wins out of 4 games and make it to the final round as winners of Group B. Komal Rathod started the half well with a couple of claims, and that was a great free kick from Isha Chaudhary, testing everyone. That was a sneaky beat of action as well. Komal once again proving her worth. Uma Ivanti, a poor effort from her. Well, look at this. How about that for a claim? She judged it to perfection that time. And this was one of the chances Jaya created as soon as she came on, putting it across. Once again, Komal getting a firm palm to it. It's lucky that the rebound was compounded on, and this was a miraculous save. Just when we thought everything was going good, that was the lack of communication. Krishna Bhati failing to realize where Tanya was heading. And the set piece, that was the biggest chance of the game. They had roots till then. Tanya once again having half a crack at the goal. And that was the free kick. She came out when it was absolutely not needed at all. Rutu Srinandan taking full advantage, just showing the ball into the back of the net to complete a fine performance for a much rotated Roots lineup to take all 3 points and finish as winners of Group B. Casa Barwani, who started the game better, clashed to another defeat. It is Roots who finished the second half strongly, take home the 3 points and the possession stats as well. 54% for them. And in the second half, they've turned up the heat, added 5 shots, 2 of them on target, taking their total to 6 and 3. The goalkeeper of Casa Barwani needed to make 3 saves, but she couldn't save that one that mattered. 4 shots from Barwani, only one of them on target, and the one came in the first half as well. There have been fouls here and there. The referee has been lenient, didn't book a single player, as that brings the league action to a close. 6 teams locked and rounded up for the final round, and Roots Football Club emerge as the winners of Group B. As we draw the curtains on an eventful league phase of Indian Women's League 2. In the final round, we will have 6 teams, the winners and runners of Group A, B, C, together pitted for that title, that glorious Indian Women's League 2 trophy, and the promotion to the Indian Women's League. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned to Indian football as we bring all live action to you. Till then, this is your host signing off.